Hello everyone, this is Dr. Mihir Shah once again with another video. In this video, we're going to learn how to calculate total income from business and profession, other source and deduction. Again, it's a fusion of three topics. Again, a very important topic from the exam point of view for all the TYBCOM SEM 5 student. This is a sure shot 20 mark sum. See that I'll go through this video very carefully.
Okay, first, before solving the sum, okay, we'll note down the format of solving income from business and profession when profit and loss account is given. Always remember, we'll start the sum with net profit as per P&L account. They will give us a P&L account. Towards that, we need to add expenses disallowed, less income disallowed, and we will get a net income from business and profession. The only thing I have to remember here is that all those expenses which are not business related, we will be considering only those, and again same way income which are not business related, we are only going to consider those. Few points that you need to remember in this, a few rules. Number one, expenses which are paid in cash exceeding more than 10,000 rupees, 100% of that value will be disallowed. When two depreciations are given in P&L and in adjustment, then the P&L dip will be taken under the add, that is add expense may, and adjustment depreciation will be considered under the less column. No business expense and income will be considered. Only have to take anything which is not business related. Disallowed expenses will include all your personal expenses, all your penalties, all partner related expenses, RDD, donation, purchase of assets and investments. And your disallowed income will include all your refund and interest. So first thing we'll always have to solve is find the income from business and profession. Secondly, we need to note down all the income from other source. We'll have to add our income from other source towards your business and profession, and thereafter we'll have to less all the deduction. So now let us see what are the things that can come in income from other sources. These are the various income from other sources that needs to be learned. So we have dividend, winning from lottery, interest on security, income from machinery, building, furniture, family pension and gift which are more than 50,000 for non-relatives. You all can take a screenshot of this. When offer deduction, this is the list which has to be memorized, that is under section 80C, 80CCC, 80D, 80DD, 80E, 80TTA and 80TTB and lastly 80U. Now there's a special video which has been made to understand what are the various deduction. If you all haven't went through that video, see that you all even go through.
Okay, now let us see how to solve the sum based on calculation of total income where we have business and profession, other source and deduction. So we'll start off with name is Mr. J, status is individual, assessment year previous year and computation of total income. Now always remember, we always start with number one, income from business and profession. That's our first heading. So first we'll have to solve the sum based on income from business and profession. Under that, now the question it is given, we have been given P&L account. So the format is, we always start with, now this is again 110% sum which will always be there in the paper. Okay, so this is one of the most important topic that you'll need to learn. You start the sum with always with net profit. So we'll write net profit which is given in the question. The amount is 2,90,000. Okay, now towards this 2,90,000, what we'll do here is we'll make another column. Okay, because we are going to add up the net profit with our total income from business and profession. So we'll make another column for that. Okay, towards this net profit, the first thing that we need to write is, we need to note down is something called as add expenses disallowed. Remember, when P&L account is given to us, we have to always add expense. Okay, the very first thing that we need to do is we need to add all the expenses which are disallowed, meaning expenses that are not business related. Always remember, whenever we do a sum which is based on P&L account and which is given for business and profession, always remember you add all the expenses which are not business related and you add all the income or you less all the income which are not business related. So we are basically noting down all those things which are not business related. So first what we'll do is you see the adjustment. They're giving you adjustment as depreciation, staff welfare, rent and advertisement. Okay, the four things are given. So chalo, let us start with first all the expenses, that is the debit side of your P&L account. Okay. So now first thing what is given in the question is salaries. Now salary is a business related expense, will not appear in the sum. Only those expenses which are not business related we have to consider. Second is rent. Now rent rent is supposed to be a business expense, but there is an adjustment. Rent is paid for his residential house. Now since it is paid for your residential, that's personal. Personal is disallowed. So number one, rent that is personal amounting to 60,000 is disallowed. Next after rent is printing expense. Printing is a business expense, will not appear in the sum. Next is advertisement expense, usually won't appear, but there's an adjustment. Advertisement expense are incurred for an advertisement in the souvenir of political party. Now anything that is political is not business related, disallowed in the sum. So we'll write here advertisement, this is for some political event or political souvenir, disallowed, amount is 5,000. Next is motor car expense. Now they have not given us any adjustment, so we'll assume that a business expense will not come in the sum. Embezzlement by employee, now that is a loss which has been made because of an employee, that is business expense, will not come in the sum. Staff welfare, again business activity, there's an adjustment towards that. It says that staff welfare includes 10,000 for medical treatment of an employee. Again, that's a normal course of business, will not appear in the sum. Next is purchase of NSE. Okay, purchase of any asset is disallowed, so we note down this, and investment is also disallowed. So purchase of NSE amount is 50,000, which is disallowed. Next is depreciation. Now the rule is if there are two depreciation, the above depreciation will come, the depreciation which is there in the question will come on the add side. So we like add depreciation, which is 25,000, and the one which is there in the adjustment will come under the less side. Okay, so all our expenses are done. So we'll total up the expenses. So see, the adjustments were depreciation, which is yet one part is still remaining, that will come in the less part. Staff welfare we have taken care of, rent taken care of, advertisement taken care of. Chalo, we added up. So 60 plus 5, 65, 1 lakh 5, 1 lakh 10, 1 lakh 30,000. Plus 10, so that's 1,40,000. So we have 1,40,000 the total. After we have noted on add, the next thing will be less, under which we have to note down all the income which are disallowed. Now income which are disallowed meaning all those income which are not business related income. So on the buy side we can see that GP, that is a business related, won't come. Interest on NSE, so yes, that is not business related. So interest on NSE amount is 6,000. Next is gift from father. Always remember, gift from father, mother, grandparents and your siblings are not taxable. Okay, under the income from other source, but since this is a business and profession income, it is not a business related income, so it will appear here. The second, gift from father, since it's not business related, we'll note it down, 51,000. So just think of the fact that all those things which are not business related we need to note it here, expenses and income. Okay, next is income from mutual fund, again not a business related stuff, so income from mutual funds amounting to 12,000. The fourth one is income from lottery, again it is nothing to do with the business, so winning from lottery is 1 lakh. Okay, and the second effect of depreciation, whenever there are two debt, one in adjustment, one in the question goes in add, the adjustment will go in the less part, or less depreciation, which is 28,000. Okay, so we add up all those income which are supposed to be disallowed, so it comes 6,000 plus 51,000 plus 1 lakh plus 28,000. So 6,000 plus 51 plus 12,000 plus 1 lakh plus 28,000. It comes to 1,97,000. So negative 1,97,000 because it's going to be less. Okay. So now finally we need to find the income from business. So our net income, it will be net profit, add all expenses, less all income disallowed. So it will be 2,90,000 plus 1,40,000 minus 1,97,000. So our income from from business and profession, our income from business and profession is 2,33,000. So I'll write it here. This is income from business and profession. Okay, that's our first part gets completed. The next thing, now after this, the second, we need to note down all the income from other sources. So now we need income from other sources. So that's the second part of the sum, income from other source. Now remember, in order to find the income from other source, you only have to look at the credit side of your P&L account. Number one, interest on NSE. Yes, interest on NSE is income, okay, from your investment. So that will be interest on NSE. So yes, it's an income from other source. So I will put it in the middle column. Okay, so that comes to the amount is 6k. The next is gift from father. As I told you, gift from father, your grandparents, your mother, your sibling are not taxable, cannot come in your income from other source. Next is income from mutual fund. Remember, interest and income from mutual funds and PPF, that is public provident fund, is fully exempted, will not come. Next is winning from lottery. Yes, it's an income from other source. So I'll write it a winning from lottery. That is 1 lakh. So my total income from other source is 1,06,000. Okay, and now income from business and profession 233 plus income from other source 1,06,000. The total of that is nothing but my gross taxable income. Okay, that's the income that I've got from two sources. So 2,33,000 plus 1,06,000, that will come to 3,39,000. Now last step number 3, that will be deduction. Now we have to minus the the main deduction, that's called deduction under chapter 6a. Now let us see what all deductions are available from the question. Now I can see NSE. Now NSE means something where you have invested. That comes under contribution, so it means you have contributed, so it comes under ATC. Under ATC I have purchase of NSE with interest. There's an interest also on that. So I have 50,000 ka NSE, 6,000 ka interest, so 56,000 ka deduction. Okay, there is no other deduction which I can see here, because we went through the entire question. There was no provident fund, no disability, no nothing. Okay, so there was only one, that is purchase of NSE with interest, which comes to 56,000. The limit is 1,50,000 under ATC. I will subtract that from the gross taxable income, and the answer what I will get finally is my net taxable income. Okay, so my 3,39,000 minus 56,000. So our final answer is 2,83,000 rupees. Okay, that's 2,83,000. So this is how we need to solve the sum, where they ask us to find or to compute the total income from business and profession, other source and deduction. Remember, business and professions 110% will be asked with total income. Okay, meaning whenever they will give you a question, always read the question. Whether they're asking you to find only income from business and profession, then the sum gets over here itself. But if they will tell you find the total income, then it will be business, profession, other source and deduction. And always remember, income from business and profession will always be asked under the heading total income. So this is how you had to solve the sum based on total income, where you had business and profession, other source and deduction. I hope everyone have understood this. Okay, now we are going to take up a second sum which will have again kind of a similar business and profession, other source and deduction question. Okay, now let us see how to solve this particular sum. Okay, now it is given that Mr. X is a handicapped person with 86% disability, and then they give you the P&L account, and then they are giving you the adjustment. Adjustments are based on depreciation, advertisement, general expense and GST. Okay, so again we have to start first with the income from business and profession. So we will first put the heading number 1, income from business and profession. Okay, again your sum will always start with net profit. So in the question, the net profit is given as 5,19,400. Okay, after that we have add all the expenses disallowed. Okay, so we'll start one by one. First thing is salary. Now salary being a business expense will not come in the sum, so we ignore that. Next is conveyance. Conveyance is traveling charges. Again, business related won't come. General expense usually doesn't come, but now there's an adjustment. General expense includes 7,000 for medical expense incurred for Mr. X. Okay, so if it is for Mr. X, now this is something which is something which is very personal. The amount of general expense which was for personal is given here. Medical expense was 7,500. Since it is personal, okay, it will be disallowed. If it was for any employee, then it would have been a business expense, but since it's for himself, it is personal. So number 1, it will be for medical expenses. So personal medical expense. So personal medical expense amount to 7,500. The next is GST. Now GST is a normal business expense, but now they have given you adjustment. GST includes 15,000 paid towards penalty. Penalty is not a business expense. It's a mistake done by the owner, so it will be disallowed. It's not an expense that is a normal course of business expense. So GST penalty, all type of penalty will be disallowed. So the amount of GST penalty is 15,000. Next we have advertisement. Advertisement is a normal business expense, but they are giving you adjustment that advertisement expenses of 31,000 are paid in cash. Now the rule is up to 10,000 if you're making payment in cash it's allowed, but above 10,000 if you're making any payment in cash it is completely disallowed. So I'll write here advertisement in cash fully disallowed, 31,000. The next is provision for doubtful debts, RDD. Remember, bad debt is an expense, but provision for RDD or reserve for doubtful debt is not an expense. It is disallowed. Contribution to PPF is an investment, so that is also again disallowed. So contribution to PPF is completely disallowed, which amounts to 60,000. Next you have depreciation. Check. Now there are 2 depreciation. If there are 2 depreciation, one of the debt will come on top. So the question may whatever depreciation is given will appear in the add part, which is 45,000. There's an adjustment to it, but we'll see that later on. Okay, so we have all the expenses done. So we add it up. So 7.5, 15, 31, 15, 60, 45. Total will come to 1,60,000. 73,500. Once you got all the expenses disallowed, next will be less income disallowed. Now let us see what all incomes are available to us. Now GP is a business, so it doesn't matter. Next is interest accrued on NSE. So yes, interest on NSE is not business related. Interest on NSE, the amount is 12,500. Gift from friend, again not a business income. So disallowed, amount is 51,000. Duty drawback is income which is for the business related, so it will be allowed, will not appear in the sum. And thirdly, we have depreciation. Okay, that will also be less. Now depreciation kind of said that depreciation charge is found to be in excess of 6,000. 6,000 is extra. We have already noted 45, which is 6,000 extra, so we'll remove that out. So the value becomes 39,000. Okay, that's it. No other incomes are given to us. So income and depreciation together, 12,500 plus 51,000 plus 39,000, which comes to 1,02,500, but negative. So income from business was 5,19,400. Add income expenses which are disallowed, less income which is disallowed. The value that should have been, the total that should have come was 5,90,400. So that's our income from business and profession. So with that, our first part gets done. Now we jump to, so that's my first answer. Okay, that is income from business and profession. Second, we jump to the second part now, that will be income from other source. Now income from other source, again we'll have to look at the income side. So income, I can see there is one NSE. Okay, the first income was NSE ka, and second one was gift from friend. Now friend ka rule is, if it is income from other source ka rule was, if any non-relative is giving you gift more than 50,000, it will be fully taxable. So number one, I have NSE interest, which is 12,500, and I have second gift from friend, which is again fully taxable, 51,000. So the total comes to 63,500 as income from other source. When I add it up, I will get my gross taxable income. So which will come to income from business and profession plus income from other source, which will be total as 6,53,900. Last step, deductions. So deduction under chapter 6a. Let us see what all deductions are available here. Okay, first thing, they are giving you a contribution to PPF and interest on NSE. Now both of them come under ATC because they are contribution. So ATC may you have PPF plus NSE interest, the total of which is, you have 60,000 ka PPF, 12,500 ka NSE, so I get the value as 72,500, which is less than 1,50,000, so it is allowed. Secondly, now it is given that Mr. X, a severely handicapped person with 86% disability. Now he himself, so ATU, okay, he is severely disabled, okay, and the disability is 86%. So he is an handicap with 86% disability. So since it is more than 80%, you will get a complete lump sum deduction of 1,25,000. So that's it. There are two deductions. So from gross total income, when I subtract both my deduction, I will get our final answer, that will be net taxable income, that will be amounting to 4,56,400. That's our final answer. So this is how you had to solve again the sum based on calculation of total income when we have been given income from business and profession, income from other source, and deduction. Okay, I hope everyone have understood that. So with that, we will be ending this video. Thank you.